Hey everybody, it's Party Elite! Welcome back to another episode of our Planet Zoo franchise mode Let's Play. We're gonna dive right back into Elite Zoo South. I am extremely excited for today's episode because I'm gonna be tackling something that has been on my mind for a very long time. I had some ideas for it a very long time ago, and then as time went on, I started to really not quite love that idea as much anymore. And it's always a bit of a bummer when that happens, when you fall out of love with an idea. But, sometimes that's the best thing that can happen. Because then you come up with a new idea, and you compare that idea to the old idea, and you go, wow, I'm glad I didn't do that old idea, because this new idea is so much better. Or so I think. So I've got an idea that is, in my, at least, opinion, an upgrade on an idea I had previously. The funniest thing is, I'm talking about all these ideas, you haven't even seen them, and you wouldn't have seen them unless I actually executed them. So I'm kind of like rambling an internal monologue out loud over here, I guess, but all that to say this, I am really pumped for what we're going to be tackling today, because literally, I'm not exaggerating here, literally this morning, I woke up, and I just kind of got hit by a spark of inspiration. I was like, you know what? I think I finally figured it out. I think I finally know what I want to do with the space that we're going to be dealing with today, and that's going to be the focus of our session today as a result. Now, I will say my plan as of right now is to do a little bit of management stuff right off the bat, then dive into the time lapse, and after the time lapse, I'm hoping to have some more management stuff after the fact. But I'll be honest with you, I think today's time lapse might actually be an extremely long one, which would mean that there would be no ladder management section. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I'm planning on doing management on both sides and sandwiching the time lapse in between. But I just want to give a heads up, sort of a warning. If that doesn't happen, that's kind of why. It's not the plan to have a prolonged time lapse today, but you know what they say about plans and first contact with the enemy, right? The enemy here being the size of some of our ideas and concepts. So the thumbnail probably gave it away, but just for crystal clarity, I suppose this is going to be the focus of our time lapse today. I've got some plans. We're still largely sticking with a lot of the core things you're seeing here, of course. I still like the overall shape and idea, like concept overall, but visually the ideas that I kind of, again, to quote myself from earlier, fell out of love with were mainly visual execution ideas. So I'm hoping to implement some of these new ideas, and I'm hoping not to struggle too much with some of the parts that I'm going to have to deal with. But yes, exciting times ahead. I'm really quite curious to see if I'm able to pull this off the way I see it in my head, and I'm really quite curious to see what y'all think about it. So that'll be the focus of our time lapse today. But we will probably do a little bit of stuff here and there as well, depending on how that goes. We might kind of poke and prod around a bit as well. Just because there are so many like little things that need doing across the zoo that I might try tackling as well. For example, there's actually a sponsor board for the Aldabra tortoises that slipped by me, so I apologize for that. But we will be implementing that right at the beginning of the time lapse before we skip on over to that side. But that's just an example of like how there will be more than just I think the one focal point. Well, rather no, sorry. There will be the one focal point, but there will be other things happening around it as well. So it might be a bit of a longer than usual time lapse, which is why, again, sort of mentioning the possibility, not the likelihood, but the possibility of no management afterwards. But that's why I kind of I want to force myself to do some management stuff before we get into the time lapse, because there is some important stuff that needs doing that I can't just kind of leave behind or forget or anything like that. So let's go ahead and, I actually quite like this a lot better than what it was before. But let's go ahead and get into some of that. Starting with, oh man, you can see my little indecision here. I'm like, which one do I want to tackle first? Okay, so we have with us 2 females and 3 males. Again, some of these guys don't have the best of genes, but I think the genes are all right in that I don't have to restrict breeding. I saw a couple of suggestions with regards to that. I don't think we really have to go that far just quite yet. Now, why are you guys starving? Hopefully they will get fed soon. Well, they're not starving, but they're hungry. Hopefully they'll get fed soon. Enrichment being low is just as a result of the game not having been unpaused yet, so I'm not worried about that. And it looks like we do need a few more adults, actually. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at animal trading, pick up a couple of penguins, and then get on with some of the other things I want to tackle as well. Again, I want to thank you all for you know, pointing out things that might have slipped by me, or in fact did slip by me in the comments. I always welcome feedback and suggestions and thoughts. I got a lot of great thoughts as well with regards to getting power. What am I doing here? I'm looking for the letter K. Scrolled right past it, didn't I? For how we could set up power over here, how we could get the water regulators and stuff. So lots of great suggestions, lots of stuff for me to look at and consider. And I will be doing as much as we can today. Let's go ahead and pick up Alice here. Good stats. I know, female, but still, I honestly, good stats. Let's get them in here. From Loud House. We've got a couple okay looking males as well. Violet over here, probably also from Loud House. Yeah, you can tell when like the price is the same. You can just kind of tell sometimes. But you know what? I mean, these are great stats. Let's pick you up as well. We don't have to worry about inbreeding between two female penguins. But we do want to make sure that the males we pick up here are not from... And these are not terrible stats. Are not from the same zoo, of course. Let's go ahead and pick you up. Bronze tier. Got a silver tier male over here. Hey, from I Love Your Zoos. Yeah, it's so cool. Okay, you know what? Let's go ahead and do it. Let's do it. let's pick them up. So Xavier or Javier or Xavier. Again, I've heard this name pronounced many different ways. And this was actually it's funny how many comments I still get about when I put the sponsor board down with the name. I still get comments about my conversation about how the different ways I've heard that name pronounced. And it's just like, yeah, no, I'm not just making this up. I've heard this name pronounced 3 or 4 different ways. But anyway, that's pretty cool. I love your zoos. We got one of your penguins. What are the chances? That's pretty cool. That's legit pretty cool. I wonder, do we need another male? We could pick up another one. Fertility is a little bit low on this one. What about Levi here? I can tell because of the naming convention. These are all from I Love Your Zoos. Yeah, Levi is pretty good too. Sure, let's scoop Levi up. And you know what? I'm be honest. Look kind of bad for Cooper. His brothers got picked up and he didn't. Let's pick you up, buddy. We could have so many penguins. This is fine. It's fine. It's fine. I assume Ella here is from, yeah, so we can't risk that in case the sibling bonds transition from being Planet Zoo-like to being Crusader Kings-like. Let's go ahead and get them all. Let's get them all into the quarantine. That's cool. It's one of my, honestly, something that I always enjoy is when like folks in the comments will be like, oh hey, you picked up one of my, you know, whatever animal, X animal, Y animal, or oh hey, that was my you know, animal that was on the trade center that didn't get picked up, or what have you. It's just cool. It makes it's some real you know, small world vibes, so to speak. Okay, there we go. The clipping was throwing me off. Let's go ahead and get all of you, yes, penguins, send to zoo. I really hope, I'm pretty sure I've kept no chance of inbreeding here, so let's send you all to the quarantine here. Awesome. We'll get them out there soon enough. But there is some stuff I want to tackle before we actually get them out there. Look at the crowds here, man. Jeez. Sometimes it's nice to just take a moment to just look at how people are... Oh, end up almost perfectly. Look at how people are crowding and walking around around spaces. Where are we? So down over here. Okay. So a couple more things to... Getting lost in my own zoo over here. A couple more things to tackle. Let's go ahead and... We've got a couple benches here, but we could probably do with some more. Want to make sure guests are comfy around here. Yeah, see, unfortunately, because this is a slow kind of a ramp, we can't put benches all the way around that side. So you know what? We're going to have to go ahead and move these on the inside. Oh, and now here we can't put them on the inside. Oh, why do you do this to me, game? I guess a little bit further up. It's not so bad. It kind of narrows this space up. I was really hoping to have these benches on the outside of the path because I quite like how that looks, I guess, and feels like you kind of like... You can imagine stepping on the snow, you get the crunch, and then you sit down. I don't know. Hopefully I'm expressing the vibe correctly, but there's a certain feeling when you're sitting on a bench and your feet are on the ground, like the earth, as opposed to planks or what have you. I'm not saying one's better than the other. I'm just saying they're different, and I like the idea of one, or I liked, I guess, past tense, the idea of one over the other here. But putting them on the inside allows people to sit more, and I guess what's more important, right? There we go. So enough. I think that's enough seating. Maybe nudge these guys around a little bit. I'm a little restricted because of where I'm allowed to or not allowed to put them down. Go ahead and push you in a bit more. Oh, come on. Yeah, see what I mean? Okay. Sure. I'll take it. I'll take it. That's pretty good. That's a lot of seating, actually. Probably more than we need. Because of which I'll be putting some more down. Can you, like, it'd be great to... Yeah, you know what? Actually, this would be a great spot to sit down and just look into the bigger expanse over here and just watch the penguins at play and everything. And that'd be quite nice. So, okay, bench is taken care of. We still have to get some education boards and stuff down. I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to get them down, but of course we have to get the power over here as well. It's all a cascade, right? It's the dominoes. Yeah, power. Power, and we have water cleaning, but we don't have temperature regulation, right? So, I got quite a few suggestions. One that I think I'm going to execute on is... Are we able to... Might be able to. If we're able to get the staff path out this way and up top, or not even all the way up top, but like, you know, maybe like, oh, you know, it would be all the way up top, or even behind. We'll figure it out. Let's go ahead and get you tunneling, please. Oh, jeez. I always forget how hideous that can look. Very hideous. Hoping this would be a lot quicker, because I do want to do this outside of the time lapse. Just thought it'd be a little bit faster to execute. What we could do is go ahead and push this back. Maybe an opportunity to share something that I quite enjoy doing here when it comes to ramps. So let's go ahead and push this back. I don't know how smoothly this will work, but hopefully smoothly enough. Raise you up, and now guests will be in this area up over here. How far? Okay, where do I need to put my generator down? Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to be doing a generator over here. Bigger area. Sorry, not generator, a transformer. I always want to say generator. I don't know why. Does it make sense, I guess? I don't know. Where are we? Up over here. So, roughly hereabouts, we'll want to put this thing down. And we can put the temperature, the water temperature regulator in the area as well. So if we want to put you down over here, right? Why don't we go ahead and like mark this down over to here? No, not down over to like down over to here, right? And if I take a look at the negative impact radius, I don't know if it's just not showing or yeah, good. Okay, the walls do stop it. Okay, excellent. We should be able to pop you down over here. And we'll get the temperature regulator in there afterwards. So up top, guests would be unhappy if they were able to reach up there for some reason, but they're not, obviously. All right, cool. So with that done, let's kind of build in reverse over here. I imagine... Yeah, there's no actual, like, terrain over here. So how would I... can I build in reverse? I don't think so. I guess I gotta go this way. All right, let's keep that thing selected then. As we... dig through. Higher the intensity. Push up this way. Roughly hereabouts we need to start traveling. Again, it's a long way away, but a mechanic only has to come here so often, right? Like we don't have to worry about... Hopefully we don't have to worry about constant servicing or anything like that. A little bit further out. Don't want to poke through the terrain over here. Right. Away we go. There's the barrier. Pushing, we're gonna have to seal that up, no problem. Keep going, keep going. Almost there, almost there. We'll be flattening more appropriately to the actual thing, I think. Can I... Where's my... No. Work with me here. What if I go this way instead? Turn tunneling off, turn flatten terrain on. No, not exactly what I wanted. But you know what? I actually don't hate this. I do hate this. I was like, do I not hate this? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Where are we? Not here. Here. Go ahead and flatten to foundation. My bad. And it seems that I cannot raise this up. Once I've pushed it down, I can't raise it up because that makes sense. No, you're gonna be messy like this. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Not the end of the world, because what we'll do is go ahead and flatten you. Flatten you all the way. Okay, good stuff. And we'll just kind of move you up, allowing me to flatten, hopefully, this. Oh, come on now. Come on. Come on, give me the... Okay. Sometimes. Things this game doesn't let you do. Just let me move this thing, man. Come on. I want to use the fancy gizmo, but I'll take anything, really. Just let me move it. Alright. Get this guy back down here. Again, gotta use the funky move tool, which will obviously not let me place it how I want to place it. That's so weird that I can't use the gizmo. Okay. Can I? Yeah, okay, weird. I'll take it. I'll take it. Doesn't matter anymore. Working. That's all that matters. Pop you down like that. Alright, cool. Now, yes, it's a little bit lifted, but that's fine. A slight ramp up at the end is a-okay. So let's go ahead and do that. Flatten the foundation. Go ahead and flatten you as well, because we want to make sure there's room for... This is really weird, actually. I don't recall this ever stopping terrain from being modified. Now, being a little funky. Anyway, it's not the end of the world. So that's where the water treatment's going to go. I'm pretty sure this was... I'm pretty sure this will work out just fine. Famous last words. Over here, we got to fill this in, right? So let's go ahead and pull you up over here. Again, this is like never seen, so we have a bit of flexibility here. Rather not punch her through the walls, obviously, but we have some flexibility there because it's all hidden. All right, so that's all good. Let's go ahead and keep flattening to foundation over here. I wonder if the no, it wouldn't be because of the barrier that the terrain modifications were being disallowed. Because once we moved the thing around, it was fine. Okay, so let's pull this up a little bit. And we smooth. Yes, we can. Move this out. Excellent. Now the moment of truth. I don't know how well this will work. But if I get the staff path over here, I guess I gotta flatten a bit more. Keep forgetting how wide paths actually are. Go ahead and do that. Let's smooth this out a bit more. There we go. Okay, let's try that. So path. Will you? You won't. He's not gonna like this. Well, what if I? Nope. Trying to figure out. It's like the slightest lift I got to do over here. Just don't want to use the bump, you know. If I smooth this out, no, it's not gonna work. If I push this down ever so slightly, might get the angle I need over here to work with me. Still nothing, eh? Terrain too uneven for placement. Well, all the way down there? Come on. So now it'll attach. Okay, okay, okay. And we seal this, though, is the thing. Can we seal this? Good. Come on. I think there's like a little bit visible here. There we go. Good stuff. Just trying to make it feel a bit more appropriate, I suppose. Now the question is, though, I don't think you know what? I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think I have the patience or the wherewithal right now to make a ramp like I sometimes do, where it's just like on the ground. I feel like this is too tight. So let's know when to fold them, as it were. Go ahead and one more step up. But over here we should be able to hook up. Like so. Cool. So staff is able to get up over here. Keep going this way. Excellent. Bit of fresh air over here, I suppose. Undo this. Go ahead and seal this up. Come on now. Seal this up. Flatten to foundation. Go a little bit wider out because I don't want it poking out like that, obviously. There we go. Come on. There we go. Excellent. Excellent. There we go. All right. Love it. Get up the length of it? No, we can't. It's really quite weird to me how particular it is. Oh no. There we go. Just got a flattened terrain. Sure, I'll take it. Nothing over here gets exposed. Yeah, we're fine. Turn that off. And now is the moment of truth here. I gotta do like this. That should... Oh god, I hope that's not what happens. That's hideous. Go on then. Flatten terrain. Step out this way. Do that, and then over here... Oh, this kind of stuff just... You know what? No one's ever gonna see it. I need to learn to be okay with this kind of thing. Not just with Planet Zoo, but with like... all games. It's like I take it so personally when these things don't work. Gotta be like over here, eh? Okay. Like when these things don't end up super like smooth and crisp. It's just like, why? Why? Okay, like so. Can I attach to this group? No, you won't let me. Okay, how about over there then? Sure, I'll take it. If I'm taking the tack of no one's gonna see it, then yes, let's embrace it. All right, so if I do have you over there, take a look at water, temperature regulation, all the way out to... See, this is a concern. Guess we're fine as long as this gets cooled down. So let's go ahead and set your temps down to... It was like 10 degrees, I think, is reasonable. Because if we take a look at Zoopedia here for the King Penguin, -20 to 17. So 10 degrees for the water, I think, is fair. And I believe negative impact, we are A-okay. Okay, fantastic. Now again, it's a bit out of the way, but hey, it's fine. Our staff will be just fine taking care of it. Let's go ahead to our staff on that note. A lot of low workload. Oh, right, the educators, of course. Have they fixed that yet? Have education, have animal talks been fixed yet? South America West, go ahead and add these two guys to you. Make sure the closure is still included as well. All right, great. Done. And one more thing I need to do with my staff actually is go by star. I wish you can't, right? Yeah, no. I wish you could shift click and select a bunch of people, because there's a lot of people that need training over here. Again, this was pointed out in the comments, and I was like, you know what? Funnily enough, I was actually thinking that at the beginning of the previous episode when we got the staff names in. I was like, oh, we gotta get these guys upgraded. But then as the episode went on and I got distracted by literally everything else, completely slipped my mind. So let's get it done right off the bat. And then once we're done this, I think we'll dive into the time lapse and pick up the pace a little bit and hopefully get quite a bit done. Again, hopefully after the time lapse, we'll be back for some more. Management. Cool. Looks like everyone's getting their first step upgrade. Yep, looks like it. Good stuff, good stuff. That's all done. We'll need to put like education boards and stuff up. Maybe we'll do that as well during the time lapse. Like I said, it'll be mainly focused around quality time over here, but we'll also be kind of dabbling around in other parts of the zoo. So folks, with that said, I think it's time. Yeah, let's do it, folks. It's time lapse time. All right, folks, I am really pleased with all the progress we make in today's time lapse, and I cannot wait to share. This is, I mean, it might be a little out of left field, but I'm really excited for everything that comes through today with everything we get done. First order of business, however, is to actually get down a new sponsor board. Again, my apologies. I somehow missed this one. It slipped under my radar. But we do have Tony Samantha here sponsoring the Aldabra tortoises with what I hope is a sponsor board that is clear without me having to explain it. But every time I look at the Aldabra tortoises, I cannot help but see little rocks walking around. And I was fortunate enough to actually find a rock that is about the right shape and size. Well, okay, maybe it's a little bit on the bigger side, but the right shape. And I couldn't help myself, and so I built a little like rock-based sponsor board. Again, thank you very much for supporting the channel in that way. And again, I do apologize for having missed the request there. Again, folks, and as always, if I ever happen to miss a request, do not hesitate to give me a little reminder so that I can make sure to course correct ASAP. Now, with that sponsor board in place, I decided to also get the education boards in here, as well as the educational speakers. I do actually forget to put down the donation bins, funnily enough, but we do that after the time lapse, don't worry. In fact, quite a bit happens after the time lapse. If you are typically, the type to only watch the time lapse and then not watch anything else, it's perfectly cool, of course. But there are some important conversations that take place after the time lapse in today's episode, so maybe worth sticking around for that and making sure that you get your opinions heard and shared on that in the comments down below. But for now, let's go ahead and talk about what comes next, and that is this space over here. So I was mulling over the space quite a bit, and I think I mentioned in the introduction even that I had some ideas, I had some plans. Those plans became, I don't know, just uninteresting to me. Not just not interesting, but I was gung-ho about them, and then as time went on, I was just like, I think the reason why I haven't executed them yet is because I'm not really sold on these plans. I'm not really in love with them as much as I thought I was. But then, every once in a while you get hit by an idea and you want to really get her done. So this wasn't my plan, after the end of the previous episode, it wasn't my plan to do this at all, but here we are today. So this space had needed some love for a very long time now. I can't remember when we actually built this space, but it must be like what, 4 months ago? Like real time? I can't remember for the life of me, but a long time ago. And what I wanted to do over here is actually try and reference, without being literal or too direct or anything like that, try and reference some iconic, I would say, architecture from Australia. Hopefully, I'm gonna not mention where my head was at, and I want to see if it's like obvious enough what I was trying to reference, because that'll be a good kind of like litmus test for it. Now again, I'm not trying to make a one-to-one recreation of anything. That's not the intent. I want to try and make something that evokes a familiar, like a feeling of familiarity, right? Like you look at it and you go, oh, this kind of looks like X. That's kind of the extent of recognition I wanted to go for. The reason why I wanted to do that is because we have a lot of, and again, there's a tremendous amount of sort of traditional indigenous imagery and things like that throughout the entire space, and I've been very fortunate to have so many of you in the comments, educating me and informing me along the way. I've been learning a lot of really cool stuff, and that's always, I always love learning more stuff, right? And this was stuff that I was very underexposed to, so I got to learn quite a bit, and investigate a lot of like art styles and aesthetics and motifs and things like that we were able to integrate, and I've been really happy with that. But I thought it'd be nice as well to integrate sort of a modern element as well. Sorry, I'm like losing my voice over here. I apologize. But I thought it'd be nice to have a bit of a modern element as well. When I say modern, that's not the right word, and it's unfair of me to use that word, but I hope you understand what I mean. I guess I'm saying modern, capital M, like modern as in the style is why the word comes so readily to mind. Modern, capital M, in its aesthetic, in its construction, in its materials, that kind of a thing. Again, I hope I'm being clear there. But yeah, so I thought I would integrate that into the space. I didn't want it to be invasive. Invasive. Sorry, I didn't want it to be too loud or obnoxious or anything like that. I didn't want it to intercept or interfere with the existing, you know, circular imagery and all that kind of stuff that we have going on, which I really quite adore. So instead, I thought this like transitional space between the kangaroos and the koalas would be a great space to kind of like integrate something like that. I mean, I'd love to know your thoughts on that. Maybe I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I'm always open to that potential, right? But I thought it'd be a nice place to explore this kind of a thing. The other thing as well is that at this point, almost every other part of the zoo has a bright white plaster construction. Whether it's geometric or, you know, organic or however it looks, if you get like this overview map of or an overview view of the zoo, you will see, you know, the penguins, the Nile monitor, even the zebra and giraffe enclosure. There are those like really hot spots basically of bright white focal points. We don't have that here. In the Australia section of the zoo, we have really beautiful earthy tones and browns and reds, and I love them. I do love them. However, it has started to get to a point where now when you pull back and you look at the zoo as a whole, it does feel like, you know, one of these things is not like the other, kind of a vibe. And I was like, well, let's make sure that it doesn't feel that way. So let's go ahead and install something like that for the for Australia as well, and that way it'll all start feeling a bit more cohesive. And I think this does a good job of tackling that issue as well. And I know it sounds like a non-issue, but it does bring about a cohesion which is easy to not care about, I think. But I also like to think or hope or imagine that that's kind of what sets this stuff apart a little bit, right? Is that we attempt to maintain or retain or otherwise just have a brand, you know, an approach, an overall unified approach. But anyway, I'm actually really quite pleased with the space. I like the curves of it. I like how, compared to my usual struggles with these kinds of pieces, this was a lot easier to make. It wasn't easy to make, but it was easier than usual. I really love these plaster pieces. They are so versatile and they're so easy to like work with. There are certain limitations, of course, but as far as limitations are concerned, they are the most sort of easy to work with, if you will. So there's so much I want to talk about. I keep interrupting my own like thinking process. I wanted to create this like cantilever look. I really like the idea of, rather than having, you know, walls on either side, keep this an open sort of space. Let airflow happen, and yet build a nice bit of shade as well to hide from the sun. So I wanted to create this like cantilevered effect. So all the support is on one side, which is why I kind of like built that, what was supposed to be a garden space previously, I kind of built it into a blockier thing. And then using the black plaster underneath it to kind of color match the support structure of the station. I wanted to build some supports as well for the curved wall. Meanwhile, on this other side over here, I felt like maybe, you know, having some more support for the roof over here would make sense and would make the thing make a bit more physical sense. And I really quite like how the entrance looks, especially like the entrance to the station. I really like how that space looks. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up being the thumbnail for today's episode. But apart from that, I wanted to get these stores covered up as well, and again, color matching the supports of the station itself. I feel like it would introduce that kind of black and white juxtaposition. It also helps it look a bit like, from memory, the thing that I'm referencing in my mind. Maybe I'm wrong, but at least from memory, and I could be wrong. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with this space, and it finally feels like we can kind of start putting a bow on this. There's always more work to do, of course. The rest of the koala space, like the ring of benches around it, are not complete and things like that, but that's all stuff we can explore later. It's just nice to have this space done. But folks, with this space done, you know, as done as things can get around these parts, that's the end of this time lapse. I hope you had a good time. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know down below. And remember, there's important conversations after the time lapse as well, more or less right away, so stick around for that. But apart from that, back to regular speed. All right, folks, we are back from the time lapse, and you know what? Pretty pleased. Pretty pleased. I'm glad that worked out the way it did. It didn't end up how I'd initially thought, and I might actually come back and make some more tweaks to this space as a whole, but it is nice to finally see the space covered up, see a bit of that kind of like white plaster vibe that's happening over there happen over here as well. Like, it really does kind of, it's one thing that was throwing me off, and I can't remember if I mentioned this or not. One thing that was throwing me off is that yeah, we had these like massive areas of like white bright kind of spots over here, over here, over here, and then even over here, and then over here it was just a lot of not that. Now, I like earth tones. I like my, browns and well, yeah, reds and, everything in between. I like my earth tones quite a bit, but I started to realize that we had a lot of this, like, and even over here, you can see that, like, really harsh, I say harsh not in, like, a negative connotation there, but just, like, as a harsh contrast to everything around it. And so I realized we needed something over here. So I'm really quite pleased to have this over here. And I have a couple more plans that I might want to execute on this, but that's something I can do later as well. At least we've got our foot in the door. We've made some progress over here, and I quite like, actually, the view over here. There's something about this that I'm really quite pleased with. It feels like a place finally. I can imagine this being real. I'm pretty pleased with it overall as well, just in terms of the architectural like dealing with the architectural pieces. The plaster is probably one of my favorite like items to use, just because it is so versatile. I mean, there were some points of struggle, of course, trying to get everything lined up and tucked in place and everything like that. But overall, yeah, I think it's come together pretty nicely. It's been sitting untouched for so long. It's just nice to see. Just nice to see it get some love and attention, I guess. Plus, I thought it was pretty cool to have like this little window over here. You can see people arrive, and it just makes the space feel a bit more, again, real, right? And then over here as well, just like some of the shapes we've got going on. I like the curve we've got going on over here. I like that these shops are now covered up as well. The colors are nice. The benches are in place as well. So just a lot happening in that time lapse. I mean, what I might want to tweak now that I actually take a look at it, what I might want to tweak is over here. We could pull, whoops, these guys over a bit maybe, and seal the washroom in place. Maybe shouldn't be too difficult to execute if we want to. The movement tool was acting up a little bit during the time lapse. You might have noticed, or maybe you didn't notice, but things weren't like moving along the axis as expected, which was a little strange. It was stranger than usual, I should say. But for this, it shouldn't be too problematic. Looks like we're fine. There we go. Nice thick wall over here. Oh, you know what, actually? You can see up top, it's like not perfectly lined up. Maybe I won't bother with this right now, because it will take some fiddling, and I'm not looking to fiddle right now. Let me just try one thing quickly here, and if it doesn't work, then so be it. Oh, this will be the struggle point. Trying to select all those. Oh boy. Okay, let's do this. Gotta rotate you slightly, I suppose, and then gotta tuck you in like that, I suppose. Yeah, that works for now, I think. Yeah, sure. I mean, we could also nudge this guy in maybe a little bit, just so it locks up a bit more nicely. Yeah, there we go. Sure, I think that does the trick. I'd like want to seal this off. Anyway, I'm getting too caught up in this. But yeah, pretty pleased with the space overall. We'll be doing some more work with it. I want to try and build. So initially, I was going to do something a bit larger and more complex, but then I realized I quite like the open air atmosphere as well. So that's what stopped me from doing that. And I'm wondering if I want to like bring back some of the wilder, bigger shapes that I wanted to do. But for now, I'm pleased with how the space looks. I'm also pleased that it, yes, adds that little pinch of contrast. And starts matching some of the rest of the zoo, so it all feels like a cohesive aesthetic. Now, apart from that, of course, we also did a couple of other things during the time lapse. We did get our missed sponsor board over here. Again, I apologize for missing the request, but Tony Samantha is in now as one of our sponsors for our. I was going to say glorious, and I wanted to say adorable, so I almost said gadorable, and I was like, that's not a word. But that's why I suddenly stopped speaking there. My brain just went, no, hang on, party, hold on. Our glorious did it again. Aldabra giant tortoises, which we have quite a few of actually. I think we got them on contraceptives sooner than we did our Galapagos giant tortoises, but yeah, quite a few of them. I've always felt like they look like little rocks, and so we've got that kind of like playing off over here. But again, got you in there, and I want to mention again, if anything ever does slip my mind, please don't hesitate to give me a little poke with a reminder, because it does happen from time to time. I do try to take thorough notes, but anything can happen. Things could simply slip past me, so never hesitate to poke me with a little reminder. I won't be like, I know a lot of times I've seen people comment like, oh, they don't want to be annoying or whatever. You're not going to annoy me if I've missed something and you point it out like that. That's not anything to worry about. And I just wanted to mention that because I totally understand, not wanting to feel like you're again annoying somebody. And I really want people to know very clearly that, listen, if I miss something, especially like that, then please don't hesitate to remind me. Just with full confidence, go ahead and remind me. And on the sort of flip side, also thank you for your patience with when I forget something or something slips past me. On the topic of things slipping past me, maybe this is a little fact that slipped past me, but I thought penguins don't need bedding. I thought they just used the little platforms over here, because maybe I'm mistaken, but I saw a couple of comments with regards to bedding. But when you search penguin, you don't get bedding, you just get the jetty bedding platform. But when you search, let's say, I don't know, antelope, you get the bedding in here as well, right? So, well, I mean, just to make sure there's no mistake over here or anything. So yeah, if I search antelope, you get the bedding as well. So I'm pretty sure, maybe I'm wrong, but at least the game is telling me that the penguins do not need bedding. They will just kind of relax on and sleep on this. But feel free to correct me if I'm wrong there, and we will get some bedding down over here, because I don't think we need it. And if we don't need it, I'd rather they have their sandy beach vibes and all that as summer comes around, I suppose. Let's go ahead and unpause the game real quick. Let's get some of those new penguins in here. No, extend it a little bit. That's okay. Hopefully not able to escape anymore. I also need to really start considering, it's going to sound scary, I know, but work with me here, folks. Bear with me. I need to start considering, first of all, this alpha fighting over here is unacceptable. Come on. Nope. No, stop it. Stop it. Let me select the lion. There we go. Oh no. The trade center. Because our current alpha is Olufemi. A lot of babies left in him, I imagine. Still quite young. So what I need to start considering, and actually that was a great example of it. I need to start considering the frame rate. The trade center as well, Ollie. There we go. The frame rate, because it's starting to I'll show you. If I pause right now, and let's go back to this space over here, I'll show you, and hopefully it's still like it. But if I select you and I try to move this over, it's a bit smoother now, which is unfortunate. But earlier when I was actually making this space and I was trying to like duplicate stuff, clicks weren't going through. It was being very laggy. It was problematic. So starting to get a little concerned about that, and I really need to consider just how many animals we have left to add, and how I'm gonna add them and make sure things don't fall apart as we do it. It's something I'm getting nervous about, and it's something we have to consider seriously now, because otherwise we're gonna have regrets down the line. I mean, I definitely want to get all of the African animals in here for sure, right? We got the aardvark, the African buffalo, the elephant. We have as well the black wildebeest, the bongo. We have, I'm not counting right now the what are they called, like exhibit animals. I know there's a lot of those that we need as well, but those guys I'm less worried about. So yeah, the bongo. We still need to get the common ostrich. We need as well What? We need what else? I'm just looking at Africa right now as well, just to be clear what I'm looking at. The Gemsbok. Okay. I believe we will need... What else we're looking at here? I hope I'm not missing much. The Mandrill. Okay, the Nyala. The Okapi. Alright. You know, actually, not the sable antelope. Okay. Yikes, man, that's a lot of animals. That is a lot of animals. The Springbok. And, okay, that seems like all of them that we haven't yet put in. Again, habitats, not just exhibits. Or specifically excluding exhibits. So that is 12 animals I counted. Maybe I got the number wrong there, but I'm pretty sure it's 12 or around about 12. So I need to start considering as well shared spaces a bit more. I mean, I know we've got it for the giraffe and the plain zebra. We have a shared space there. And we were considering giving the warthog a shared space. But I'm wondering if we create a nice big shared space between the African buffalo, the black wildebeest, the common ostrich, the antelope, and the gazelle. As a way to, like, make sure we're actually able to complete Elite Zoo South before, again, it all starts falling apart and, you know, my computer catches fire the next time I load up the zoo. I have some fun ideas for that, actually, but I wanted to throw out the thought there to see what y'all had to say about that, what y'all think about that, and what y'all feel about that. I just feel like it'd be a good way to, again, group up a bunch of animals that have a very similar kind of atmosphere, environment. We can make a really nice big space for them with a variety of, you know, features and vegetation and all that kind of stuff. It'll be interesting to try and get it to work, I suppose, but I think it would fit quite snugly up over here. I have some plans for what happens up over here already, but I think it would fit quite nicely up over here. You have a nice kind of observation platform to gaze down upon the animals from. And then you could also probably take a walk out this way or a walk out this way to walk sort of on a level field with said animals. I think it'd be an interesting thing to have over here, a nice big enclosure. Again, a very nice viewing platform up over here. It would also encourage people to actually come up this way and check more of this stuff out. It wasn't my plan for what comes next, but maybe it should be. I had something else planned for what comes next, but I wonder if we should start experimenting with a larger field like that, because that'll take some time to actually establish and develop and build. The other option, of course, is to actually like split it into multiple pieces to have individual enclosures for all of them. But I feel like it'd be nice to kind of have that interspecies enrichment. And I've seen quite a few of y'all mention as well from time to time that it'd be nice to have more enclosures like that. So it's been on my mind for a while between the comments that I've read and again, like just like the reality of the frame rate situation, and as Planet Zoo is reaching its the capacity. I mean, again, I'm running this game on an i9 processor. Don't vacuum up a baby by mistake. I'm running this game on an i9 processor with an RTX 3090, so it's not a hardware limitation. It is it's just you know, I'm guessing the game was not built around having this many. I can't help but imagine he's looking at the boards and he's looking at the statues, the sculptures or whatever, and just being like, what is that? You gotta wonder if animals can like recognize themselves and stuff. I always wonder that. Like, again, I've got a pet rabbit, right? And I always wonder when like she sees herself as a reflection, or if she sees another rabbit on the TV or something, does she know what's going on? Some animals definitely do. You'll definitely see dogs and cats respond to other canines and felines and things like that. But I don't know, are rabbits? Anyway, I'm getting distracted. It's something that occupies my mind often. Point being, I'd love to hear your thoughts on that conversation, because I'm starting to reach the software limitations of Planet Zoo. So I've got to start thinking about that. Not you know, it's not gonna be like next time is the end of the line or anything like that. So don't get too concerned about it. But it's just I like to plan ahead. It's good to know where you're going before you actually get there. You know what I mean? Oh no. Olubayo has died. I have to say farewell. Almost, it passed me that. Alright, up over here. Everyone's done their quarantine. Excellent. Let's get all of you. It says back to their original habitat. It's like, does the game know what their original habitat is? I don't know. It just trades them back. Head on over to all the way over here. Waddle walk. Want to make sure I'm clicking at the right spot. Get everybody in here. That's quite a few new penguins. Quite a few new penguins. I can't wait. I love seeing them just, again, waddle about and just have a good time. Good stuff. They got plenty of room, so that's not going to be a problem. I think guests are having a good time. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Donation bins. Money's not been tight for a very long time, so donation bins now start to just slip right past me. Go ahead and give them... I mean, making them black and white seems like a bit of a mistake. They'll just look like zebra stripes. I'm going to go with like icy tones over here. Make this more of an ice reference or a snow reference. Over there. Oh, look at that. Like the red by the ice and stuff. Got you there. Got you there. Let's put one down over here if I can. Excellent. Got the snow piles still looking like snow piles, so that works nicely. Alright, we can get a couple of these up over here as well. There we go. I'd like to see guests actually use this stuff as well. I want to see them, like, you know, sit down at the picnic bench. Picnic table? Picnic bench? Sit down and have a meal. Words. Put this donation bin down over here right at the end. Cool. Very cool, very cool. Where am I? This guy's losing his mind. He's like, I'm next to a penguin. Yep, that's what you can expect at a penguin enclosure. We're actually seeing a lot of people in here. I'm not even kidding. I was not expecting to see this many people coming through this enclosure this quickly. I was really expecting the space to be empty for a lot longer, but no, I'm very pleasantly surprised. And it looks like we do have a guest, in fact, coming up over here to grab a bite, perhaps. Excellent. It was great. It was great. Not just great, it's... excellent. Oh my god. Whoa. That was fast. I'm not kidding when they call it fast food, I guess. But yeah, that's great. Okay, cool. Cool, cool. So they are using the space. You guys down over here having a good time? It looks like they're having a good time. Oh, are you... Oh, hey, hello. Oh, what was that? Was that an altercation? I thought they were getting along. Or was one trying to take a bite out of the other? How you've eaten? Alright. I was curious. Okay. Okay, okay. Wasn't sure what we were gonna get there. More research completed over here. We've got some progress on the western chimpanzee. There'll be some time yet before vets are able to start researching the penguins. Look at that other big group over here. Jaguar overcrowding. Oh, look at the pinks. And oh, beautiful. I love it. Ah, this game is beautiful. Alright. What am I looking for here? Overcrowding among the jaguars. Let's go ahead and get you, and you over to the trade center. We're gonna need to do another trade session, or I need to release a bunch of animals to the wild. And right, why do you keep escaping? This was pointed out as well that I should fix this, and I can't... Oh, I see. That's why. I couldn't remember why we were seeing the escapes. Can't do that, unfortunately. Okay, okay. Well, I don't want to do this. Not my preferred choice, but I might need to do this like so. Just because the notifications are, in fact, annoying. And again, it was kind of brought up. It was like, hey, maybe fix that? And it's like, yeah, I should. I should fix that. There. And we can actually get rid of these guys here. Maybe we'll put something down over here to make it blend a bit more nicely. With regards to the bonobos, let me just check something over here, actually. Where is the... There we are. Baby bonobo here. Yeah, we've got enough room for a family of, like, a mom, a dad, and a baby. And maybe two babies, in fact, even. And I think we have the same for the chimpanzees as well. The space is something that we've been talking about a little bit. Definitely something I want to keep an eye out for. Yeah, we've I think the extension of the land over here and the reduction of this river over here has helped give some more room for the western chimpanzee and the bonobo to have babies, and we'll have room to have a good time. Oh, look at that yawn. Is that a yawn or a... Oh, that's definitely a yawn. Nap time? But he's getting tired. Taking a little break. Fair enough, buddy. Maybe it's time for us to take a little break too. Folks, I think that's where we're going to call it a session over here today. Pretty good one, I would say. We made a lot of progress. I'm very pleased with the time lapse. I'm also very pleased with the filling out of this space for our penguins and for... Oh, look at that. So fun. I'm really pleased that we've filled the space out and we've got so many of them as well now. Oh, look at that. Look at how nice... Like, already, this isn't as full as it's going to get, and already it feels like such a, again, a full space. There's so much going on. There's so much to see. There's people coming through. I am really quite pleased here. I am really quite pleased here. And we've got more coming through. They're not even all arrived yet. Beauty. This is going to be such a fun space. I can't wait until it's fully populated and you've got people... You got penguins running around everywhere. Trying to make some money as well. That's excellent. Excellent. Just a little bit. Oh, actually more than just a little bit. Not insignificant sums over here. But folks, yes. Just as our... You... No, what are you doing? Well, as I was saying... Oh, they're just so fun to look at. You keep interrupting me. Oh, okay, well that's a little funny, but... On the bench, that's pretty... That's good. Oh, look at that. Look at that. This is great. This is great. Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm so pleased. But yes, as I was saying, just as our chimpanzee was taking a break, catching some Z's, I think it's time for us to take a break as well, folks. I hope you enjoyed this session. I think next time we'll be diving in with either a beauty pass or a new animal. I'm not sure. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think as well about the animal joint enclosure, shared enclosure idea. Again, it's something I've seen quite a few calls for in the past. I assume the sentiment is still the same, and I've kind of wanted to do more shared enclosures as well. And now there's kind of like twice the reason to do it. So something I'm mulling over. Anyway, folks. Again, let me know your thoughts. As always, I do read all the comments, so it does make a very big difference in just how I approach things as the new year begins. So talk about timing. 1st of January, year 158. Wild. It's just, I don't know. I love when timings and coincidences like that work out. But anyway, folks, as I was saying again, and as always, of course, if you have been enjoying, just don't hesitate to leave a like either. It does make a big difference. Again, I look at the numbers to get quick reads on, what I should keep doing on the channel, what I should change, slow down, stop. So leave those likes, leave those comments. They do make a big difference. On the topic of big differences, of course, a massive thanks goes out to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. And of course, a big old thanks goes out to each and every one of you for watching. Until next time, cheers.